You're now live, it says, and we are live. Hello to Facebook. If you're watching live on Facebook, thank you. If you're watching live on YouTube, thank you. If you're watching a replay, thank you. You can see my demonstration area, and we'll go around that in a moment. But my first duty of the day is to hop over, is to hop over to my iPad and go live. So we're going live on the iPad and on Amazon Live, and everything's starting, and we have contact. So in a minute or two, I should have the carousel in my studio, and if I go over to Amazon Live, I should be able to say hello. I'll do it slowly, and with the caps lock on. So I can send that message over there, and it will come into my studio. We're live on Twitch. Thank you, Twitch. And I'm just waiting for the message that I just sent to come over to my studio, and then we'll know that everything is working perfectly. Okay, and okay, so welcome to the broadcast with Stephen, live from England using BE.live. BE.live, or BeLive, is my favorite marketing system, and I use it at this time every day to go live on Amazon Live. Well, not every day. I actually go live during the week on Amazon Live, Monday through Friday. You're welcome to drop in and join me anytime. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, the link to join me is in the text at the top of the post, and you'll be able to join in on everything that I do. I'm still waiting for a message to come through, and I'm also waiting for the carousel to come through. I think we've got a delay at the moment. Okay, I'm going to appear on screen now because our first viewer has joined us on Amazon Live. Hello and welcome. And I can say that we now have contact because if you're watching Amazon Live, you'll see I've typed hello. And basically, I did that when the broadcast started. If you want to ask any questions, then just type it in the comments underneath my hello, and I'll show you a comment on screen, answer your questions. I'm here to help. This is a free service from Amazon.com called Amazon.live. We are all independent broadcasters, and there's over 2,000 of us, and we're here to help you. If you've got any questions about live broadcasting, I mean, I'm fortunate to have been live broadcasting for the last 8 years. So if you've got any questions about live broadcasting, best camera, best microphone, best green screen, then please do ask. I'm here to help. Now, talking of green screens, in the carousel, if we zoom to the end of the carousel, okay, so I'm zooming, we've got 40 items in the carousel. If you want to up your game on Zoom, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch, the way to do it is to have a background image behind you. Now, you can do that if you've got a green screen. This green screen behind me, if I go here, the green screen behind me is the Fovitec green screen that's actually down in the carousel. And if you click the link, you'll find out more. Next to that, you'll find another green screen, the newer Chroma green screen, 4704, and you can take a look at both and decide which is the best. I plumped for the Fovitec. Now, as you can see, the screen is basically, if I go here, is 5 foot by 6 foot 5. So it's 6 foot 5 tall, 5 foot wide, and you can get a stand for it if you wish, but you don't need a stand. I mean, mine is propped up, as you can see, against the back wall, which does away with the need for a stand. It is foldable. If you pull both sides in, you can then fold it, put it in its carrying case, and it's portable. You can then take it anywhere. But you do need a green screen if you're going to do background removal. The software houses say you don't need a green screen. Well, if you don't use a green screen, then it will look okay, but everybody will know that you're using a green screen, because what will happen is this: you get an outline around your head, and your hair may blow in a non-existent breeze. So green screens, if you want to get near perfection, then do think about getting a green screen. 2 down in the carousel to choose from. They both work the same way. It's a plain coloured background, and both are either green or blue. You can use either. It's your choice. Okay, staying with the live broadcasting theme, because that's what this is all about. I'll take that off screen because you've seen that now. And this is Lights, Camera, Action with Stephen Healy, and that's me. And if you want help, then you're in the right place. Okay, the first thing we're going to look at is the camera you're watching now. Now, just let me make sure, because I've got 4 cameras. Just let's make sure that I'm actually talking about the camera that you're seeing. You're seeing the Nexigo N970p. Now, I got this because of the quality of the image. This is the best image I've seen on a webcam, the clearest. Even at 720 and 1080, this is a very clear image. Now, this is a 4K camera, which means it can broadcast in 4K. Out the box, plug it into your PC or Mac, and then add the camera to OBS, set your destination to YouTube, and you can broadcast in 4K to YouTube, and people can watch you live in 4K straight away. Now, 4K, 720 is what I'm broadcasting to you in now, which is DVT. The next step up is high definition, which is 1080p, and then 4K is somewhere up there. So it's the best quality we as consumers can get at the moment. And once you've got the camera and you go live on YouTube, you can also use it to actually create content. If you get Camtasia, if you've got Camtasia, then you can create instructional videos or marketing videos, and you'll be doing it at the best resolution as possible. 4K you can actually store on Vimeo or on YouTube, and then you can embed it in your blog posts, and you can promote it everywhere: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, wherever you want to promote it. And you've made the best content anybody can make. We are in the minority having 4K cameras. We can't use them to broadcast in our Chrome browsers or our Safari browsers, but we can use them to good effect to create video locally on our machine and to broadcast out to YouTube. Now, I got this camera because of the quality, but the real reason for getting this camera is it is a conference camera. Okay, and let's just have a look at its features, and then I'll give you a short demonstration of this camera. Before we go off, I'm going to go through the carousel, and I'm going to tell you everything that's on discount. Whilst I'm live, some of the items are actually on discount. I will tell you which those are and how much you can save by clicking the link in the carousel. And all the while I'm talking, I'm actually looking for this. Okay, so the camera we're talking about is the Nexigo N970p 4K webcam. It is Zoom certified, and it's got an onboard flash memory. And I'll explain what that means, because this makes this camera special. We spend our time setting up the right brightness, the right contrast, the right colors, and the right view. And then we take the camera to another computer, we've got to start all over again. Not so with the Nexigo N970p, because it remembers things. It is AI powered, and it's got auto framing. So basically, as a conference camera, if there are 3 people on screen, it will show 3 people. If there are 5 people on screen, then it will expand to show 5 people, because it has an adjustable field of view. And that means that it can go 1, 3, or 5, and you don't need to do anything. The camera will do it automatically. You do have software, and you do have something else to help you. Now, whilst we're going through the features, it's got dual noise cancelling microphones. This is important. If you're on a Zoom call and your dog barks, I'm getting updates on Fitbit. If you have your dog bark, then if you have noise cancellation on, nobody else apart from you will hear the dog. Nobody else will hear background noises. We had the builders in next door. Well, not the builders. The next door neighbour was fitting a new bathroom, and it got quite noisy because it was hot. It was a summer. Summer is on its way. Hopefully today's the last cold day, because it was pretty cold this morning when I went for a walk. So my neighbour is fitting a new bathroom. He is hammering, he's sawing, and I could hear every single noise through the window. And I broadcast all that week and nobody heard a thing. And that's because I was using noise cancelling. The camera, certified for Zoom, works with Microsoft Teams, works with WebEx, and works with any Google variant. Okay. And the reason that this camera is so good is that the N970 is built with a Sony CMOS sensor giving 3840 by 2160, ultra high definition at 30 frames per second. Right, let's just freeze that for a moment. If I go here and go, give me a minute. And show it on screen now. So it's built, I've got a comment coming in. Oh, brilliant. Okay, and I've got a comment coming in. Just a minute. Let's take that off screen because the comments are coming in. And Stream Elements on YouTube is watching this. If you're watching on YouTube, hello. And we're joined again by Juliana, who's saying yes and hello. Hello, Juliana. Nice to see you again. Okay. So now that we've got this on screen, so it's built with a Sony CMOS sensor. The thing I love about Nexigo cameras is they always do something extra. And the extra is the Sony CMOS sensor. And that's what gives it the 4K. That's what gives the camera the ability to actually shoot in 4K. And at 30 frames per second. Now, 30 frames per second is standard for browser-based software. If you were to go to OBS, you could do 60 frames per second. But 30 frames per second is standard for a browser. And 3840 by 2160 is 4K. So this is definitely a 4K camera because of the Sony sensor. Now, the thing that it's got a 4K lens means that the 1080p and the 720p are improved. So a 4K camera is better in 720 and 1080. As I said a moment ago, it directly saves any settings to the webcam for instant recall. Okay. Thank you, Juliana. No problem. I appreciate you being here today as well. You can directly save the settings to the camera. So as I said earlier, if I take this camera to Angelica's computer, it will work exactly as I set it up. And the reason this is a good conference camera is this. Put it, just a minute, let's just stop that a second. Okay. Let me go here. Put the camera on a tripod in the center of the conference table. It's got microphones that can listen 20 feet away. 20 feet is the range of the microphones in the camera. And if you've got it in the center of the table, then what will happen is, come back to me for a moment. With the auto face detection, it will automatically frame according to the number of people. So if there's one person, it looks at them like it's looking at me. If there are 3 people, it will widen itself to count 3 people in. And if there are 5 people, then it would widen even further. And we don't need to do anything. The camera is in control. The artificial intelligence in the camera is actually doing all that. So as people come and go at the table, it will automatically change. Now, the thing I love about this camera is it's got this. It's got a remote. And I'll put it close to the camera so you can see it. It's got a remote with 10 times digital zoom. Now, I can press a button here and I can zoom out. Okay, let's just take that off screen. Take that off. This is how I look normally. This is my office, or half my office in its entirety. And this is the default camera view. So this is the way the camera sees my office. But if I want to appear on Amazon Live, I can make choices. And I can either zoom in a little bit. I'm just using remote. Yeah. I can go to the left a little bit, show you the chess set. I can go to the right and show you the bookshelf. I can carry on zooming, yeah, or I can go directly in. And this is the way I want it to be. So the number one setting on this is me zoomed in. But with this remote control, you can not only adjust the field of view and what's seen on the camera, you can actually also, with this menu, go up, you can change the exposure. At the moment, it's automatic. I can set it to manual and the color will change slightly. I can set it to SAE, I can make it brighter, or I can come back to automatic. What I'm saying here is color-wise, it's doing automatic coloring. If I switch that off, then I've changed color. I know I've changed color. I think I could change the green and the blue and the saturation and the hue. But what I'm going to do is just be bold and go back to automatic, and I'm back to looking like I was a few moments ago. So this on-screen menu, which is like a TV on-screen menu, allows you to change the brightness, the contrast, and the sharpness, allows you to flip. I can go from here to here and back again. I can have black and white mode. So I could actually broadcast in black and white if I wanted to. I forgot to switch this off once and I was broadcasting black and white. But my whole point here is that from this remote control, which takes 2 AAA batteries, you have total control over how you look on camera. Okay, so let's take me back to color. Take that off and we'll just finish. I'll take that off. Menu disappeared. Okay, let's go down here. We're coming up the home straight. And the remote with digital zoom, I just showed you, it's got dual microphones covering a wide area. And this is important. Nexigo is an American company, American-born brand, built on the core values of innovation. And there is something innovative in every camera they do. And now they've got a range of 15 cameras, ranging from $60 to $169.99. We're on discount today. You can save 6% on this camera today if you buy. Click the link and just take a look and buy. You'll also find that there are 15 cameras in total from $60 to $169.99. You can save $10 on this camera today if you click the link in the carousel. And finally, the camera itself was released on October 20th, 2021. So it's 18 months old. And the thing is that they keep updating it. They keep updating the software. And I love every camera company that continues to actually update products after they've been released. Obvispot are the best for that, but Nexigo are darn good as well. Okay. Now, whilst I've got the Nexigo camera, last year, towards the end of last year, I bought a pair of headphones for Angelica, who is my partner, German language tutor. We may meet later in this broadcast on a photograph, as Juliana knows. And these were the One Audio over here headphones, which are down the carousel at $41.99, which is a 16% saving. So 16% off, you can save $8. Now, as far as headphones are concerned, you want a high quality sound. You want to be able to hear the bass, hear the range, and you want them to isolate you from the outside world. Now, if I stand up, I just need to press button number 2 here. Just a minute. Okay, I'm going to zoom out. And whilst I'm zooming out, on my way around, I'm going to pick up the headphones that are down in the carousel. And they are on discount today, and they're One Audio, who are a reputable brand. And these headphones are designed for everybody. You can see possibly in the top, it actually has, I'll try and get in front of the camera, it's got an R for right. So I know that they go on to me this way around. Okay, and that's it. And they're very comfortable fit. You can adjust the headphones either side until you're actually comfortable with them. And then the other end is, if I go here, 3.5mm jack which plugs in to your iPad. So I could take it over there, I could plug it into the iPad, I can listen to music. If you've got an Android, if you've got a Galaxy, if you've got an iPhone 12 or 13 or a Samsung Galaxy Ultra, then you need this, because you can't plug in a 3.5mm jack into modern phones. You need a converter. And if I put that converter close to the camera, you can see that one end is the 3.5mm, the other end is a USB-C. And that means that you can plug it into the power outlet on your phone, be it iPhone or Android phone, and you can then use these headphones connected to your mobile phone to listen to music. And that's the way I do it. Okay, I'm this weekend going to try putting it through the PC as well. Now, the thing about these headphones, and the reason that Angelica loves them so much, not only the sound quality, but also the fact that when you're wearing these headphones, you can't hear anything else. Okay, it cuts out all of the sounds. Now, I'm cutting out virtually the sound of my own voice, so I don't know whether I was shouting then. If I was, my apologies. But they're comfortable to wear, and that's the thing. I can wear these for 2 hours at a time because of the cushions that are actually over the headset there. Just sort of mold, yeah, which is brilliant. And I'm going to come back to me now. I'm going to sit down so you can get a closer look. Okay, because they're giving you the far away look. And now we're going to get closer. I'm going to sit down and I'm back in shot again. And these are the headphones here. I put them up to the camera, and basically all you need to do is just put them on. And that's installation, simple and straightforward. Sound quality is very good. I recommend them. Angelica recommended them to me, and I'm recommending them to you. And they are on discount today. They're $41.99 down in the carousel. Now, One Audio do a range, because I'm not an audiophile. If I can hear the bass and I can hear the music, I'm good. And with those, I can. So they are a very, shall we say, cost-effective way of listening to music. It's a quality headset, $41.99. Okay, now, just to go over here for a moment, if I go here and I go here, sticky notes. Your host is Steve Neely, live from England. We're talking about live broadcasting. We may look at Logitech Brio camera. We talk about Samsung 22 mobile, possibly as well, if you've got any questions on it. I want to say a big thank you for watching me live on Amazon Live and for taking time out of your day to listen to the man from Wiltshire in England. And if you've got any questions about live broadcasting, please do ask. Now, because Juliana commented earlier, I'm going to put the snake on. So there's the snake, and the snake has got 3 people on. If you want to be on the snake, and this is just for fun, if you want to be on the snake, then all you need to do is comment on the Amazon page, or even on the Facebook or YouTube page, and you'll be featured on the snake then. Yeah, so join me. Okay, you don't have to, but if you want to. If you're watching live on Facebook or YouTube, and I know you are, I don't know who you are, but I know you are, then please do say hello. And if you're watching on Amazon, please do say hello too. We're broadcasting today to Facebook, YouTube, primarily to Amazon, but also over on Twitch. And hopefully people on Twitch can actually see us live as well. Now, this is lights, camera, action. And we do talk about cameras, we do talk about microphones, and we do talk about Fitbits. And what we're going to do now is we're actually going to talk about Fitbits. So if I come back to me, okay, Fitbits, to me, Fitbits are a way of life. Yeah, I've had 5 Fitbits. This is the 5th one I bought. Fitbit are owned by Google, so they have the financial stability, and this is the Fitbit Charge 5. I'll try and get it on camera. Okay, this is the Fitbit Charge 5. It is color, so it's got a color display. And in addition to that, it's got GPS. So it can do some wonderful things. I'm just about to show you. What I'm going to do in a moment is I'm going to share my personal Fitbit dashboard, because this is just the start of things. Basically, you wear this throughout the day, and every time you take a step, that step is counted by this. 2,000 steps is 1 mile. I try and do 8,000 steps a day, to walk 4 miles every day. If I can do that, I know I'm going to stay fit. That's the equation. And I use this to train for walking marathons and to stay fit. Angelica's got exactly the same model, and we both use them to stay fit. Now, this is my personal Fitbit dashboard. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to share screen. So give me a second. And I should be back. And I'm going to share a Chrome tab. I'm going to share that tab. Share. I'm also going to close something. Come back to me. Okay, so what I'm showing you now is totally free. If you buy the Fitbit $148.95, then everything I'm about to show you is free, because this is the start of a journey. Yeah, it's not the end of a journey. Yeah, and you don't have to subscribe. So let's bring my dashboard. This is my personal dashboard on screen. And what we're going to do is I'm going to slide up a bit. And I'm going to start at the top. And so you can see that I'm actually here. I'm going to go picture in picture. And that should happen in a second. Right, you know you're watching lights, camera, action. I'm going to switch my second camera off. And I should end up in a second with picture in picture this way around. So this is my personal Fitbit dashboard. Now, the top left-hand corner is basically people. And it is about people. If I go on my phone and I go here, let's go here. Right. If I bring my phone on screen, every week there are challenges to take part in, run by members, for members, no cost. And I take part in a weekday challenge and a weekend challenge, okay, with 9 other people from around the world. People I've met purely by being on Fitbit, because this is a great way to connect with people from around the globe. And this is the screen as it stands at the moment. And as you can see, I don't know whether if I can get this without the light on it. Just let me switch the light off just a second. I'm going to try and get that on screen. You see the white line, that's me. I am currently in 3rd place behind Rick and Mary. And this will go till Friday evening. And the idea is that the person who is at the top of the ladder wins. There's no prize. It's just kudos for doing it. And we have fun doing it, because the thing is, when you decide to keep fit, your friends and family will help you. Okay. And the first couple of months, great. But then you need somebody to give you a push. And that's where this comes in, because your peers in the ladder, every time I go out the door and I do a 3-mile walk, cheer me. Every time somebody else goes out and does a 4-mile walk, I cheer them. So what you've got is a mutual support circle, and people who want you to succeed, people who want you to, because you've got one common cause. You all want to keep fit using a Fitbit. Right, next, you can wear the Fitbit at night to bed. And if you do that for 4 consecutive nights, then you can ask for recommendations on improving your sleep. 60,000 steps is the maximum number of steps I've done in a day. I've walked 30 miles in a day doing marathons. You can keep a weight diary on a daily, weekly basis. It's up to you. And you can also keep a food diary, either on the desktop app, as we've got here, or on your Android phone or iPhone. There are apps which are free. It's telling me at the moment that I've done 90 minutes good exercise every day, and you can see it goes up and down depending on the day. And then further down, it tells me how many steps I've done. Now, when I started using a Fitbit, I'm going to go here. Go to, yeah. Telling me that I have walked 5.1 miles today. This week, I have walked 29 miles. This month, 119 miles. And in the year, 1,115 miles. Now, true story. When I started marketing the Fitbit on Amazon, I was doing 740 miles a year because it's a rolling figure. So I've upped my game by 50%. I'm walking 50% more than I did before I started marketing Fitbits on Amazon. So I've gained personally from actually being involved in promoting the Fitbit. To be able to do 1,115 miles a year, you know, from a lowly 740, I'm just chuffed. I'm happy at what's actually taking place. But the thing is, I said earlier that this has got GPS built in, and that means that the Fitbit Charge 5, in addition to counting your steps, I apologize for being self-congratulating me, but I'm just so happy with what a Fitbit's done for me. Here's a walk I did this morning, which was 9,991 steps. Yeah. And if I click the view details in a second, it should come back to us and it will show us two things, several things actually. Every time I go out, I get Fitbit to give me information. And the first thing I get from Fitbit is a map of where I've been. So this is where I walked this morning. I'll give you a guided tour. I left home. That's me leaving home. I walked down to the canal, and then I walked along the canal path. Keep going along the canal path, straight on, straight on. And you'll notice I'm still on the canal path, but all of a sudden, just go back a bit. All of a sudden, just there, I came off the canal path. You can see the blue oblongs on the left of the page are actually the locks. And we've had so much rain recently, it was so muddy that I couldn't walk down there. So I came off and I started walking along the road. Then I went round a local estate, exploring my own place. And then I came back up on the road, back onto the canal, because the canal runs from Bristol to London. It's the Kennington Avon Canal. Onto the canal, came off the canal there, and then walked past the brewery towards the town centre, and then back home. Little did I know when I was about here that Angelica was behind me on her way home from shopping in town. Right, now, the thing is, though, that the other information I'm getting, apart from my average pace, we normally walk at 20 minutes a mile. So 17 minutes 59 average is good. I'm happy with that. But I did 67 minutes fat burn and 11 minutes cardio exercise. So if you go, let's take the snake off, because I'm sure, as much as we all like it, if you go out the door and you walk into town and you walk just as you normally would, you're probably doing about 3 miles an hour. And because you're out in the fresh air, you're doing yourself good. If you want to benefit more, go a bit faster. It's a truism. It's true that, and I'm not a doctor, but this is my personal opinion. The faster you go, then the more benefits there are to it. You start doing cardio exercise, you start doing fat burn exercise, and the results that are coming in from Fitbit.com when I finish my walk help me, because I know that I've been doing, I'm going to term it good exercise. I need another term for that. But with a Fitbit, which is down the carousel at 148.95, this is a great present to buy somebody. It's a great present for yourself. It's a great present for a friend or anybody in the family. Nobody expects a Fitbit as a present, but what you are doing is giving the gift of health, and you can encourage people to actually exercise. And as I say, I've increased my exercise 50% since last August, really. So that's the Fitbit Charge 5. And I want to say thank you for watching live. I'm going to move on now, and we're going to look at what can we look at next? Right, you're listening to, down in the carousel is this, and you're listening to it. This is the Blue Yeti microphone. Okay, this is it, and basically this is my best microphone. Blue are the company, Blue Yeti, so it's made by Blue. Blue are owned by Logitech, so it is the Logitech Blue Yeti. As far as microphones go, this is the Rolls-Royce, and I'm pretty sure about that. On the front, it has a mute button, and it's got a gain volume control. On the back, you have the ability to plug in a wired headset, and you can change the way the microphone works from single person, which is what I've got it set up for now, to 2 people, to a group of people, simply by changing the dial on the back. I love the sound of the microphone. I mean, basically, I can tell you about the microphone's features, but it's how it sounds. And you've been listening to it on and off for the last, just a minute. I need to put my Fitbit back on. Just a second. I'm lost without my Fitbit. Okay, so let's put the Fitbit back on. And my phone's gone quiet. If you've got any questions about anything I'm talking about, then please do ask. I'm here to help, and I'm happy to do so. Okay, we're back. Okay, so I've got my Fitbit on there. But microphones, I mean, there are over 2,000 live broadcasters on Amazon Live. When you hear a microphone that you enjoy listening to, just let me stop sharing that. When you hear a microphone you enjoy listening to, ask the person who's broadcasting which microphone you're using. Undoubtedly, they will tell you which microphone they're using. They'll also tell you how to find it. They'll give you the Amazon link so you can actually go and take a closer look. Okay, now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and we're going to look at the items that are on sale today. On sale today, okay, and I need my phone, is the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra, which is the featured item down in the carousel. I've had this phone since about September last year. This is the best phone I've owned. And I'm going to, well, basically, this has got every feature you could want in a phone. 128 gig, 256, 512 memory choices. It's got, well, let me just give you a few items and then we'll do a demonstration. Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. 3 choices, 256 gig RAM, 56 gig, 128, 512. It's got the brightest, just a minute. That looked very bright to me. It's got the brightest display. It's got an S Pen. Okay, and now with the S Pen, I should be able to go here. And I've got to concentrate now, so just give me a second. And we're going to go here. Oh, I'm doing well this time. There you are, you can write notes. That's not a surprise though. The thing is, if you're in a no phones meeting, you can write notes with the phone switched off. And then when the meeting ends and you can switch your phone back on, you've saved the notes, you can go back to them. Simple and straightforward. The other thing about the S Pen is it has air gestures. So if you set your camera up to take a photograph, you can click the shutter with the S Pen. Okay, it's got a long battery life. If you charge the phone, it takes about an hour, then it's good for 24 to 30 hours. It does shoot 8K super steady video. Yeah, it's the best video that you can do. I mean, the thing is, this is true. I mean, I do a lot of mobile video. My videos are on YouTube, and I visited Stonehenge, Avebury, Salisbury Cathedral, and I've used this phone, and people enjoy watching the videos. But there is a thing about shooting mobile video, and that is, as you're walking, the phone goes up and down like that, which means that the resulting video goes up and down like that. Now, if it's for personal use, it doesn't matter. But if it's for professional use, or you want it to be near perfect, then this has got a built-in stabilizer. So this stabilizes the shot and stops the up and down movement. Okay. Nightography. It's great for taking photographs at night. I've seen some photographs, and I've done it myself, some photographs which look as though they're daylight. Right, lens-wise, on the back of the phone, you've got 108 megapixel, you've got 3 times zoom, 10 times zoom. It's got adaptive color contrast, so it will, in bright sunlight, and I'm hoping for bright sunlight this weekend. Okay, the embedded S Pen. If I forget to put it back in, and I go downstairs, then I get a warning saying how you left your S Pen behind. Okay, I've just got a new follower on Strava. Brilliant. Okay, just to show that this is live. The phone is unlocked by Samsung, and basically it's dual SIM, so you can get 2 SIM cards, 2 phone numbers, 2 lots of texts, and to switch between SIM 1 and SIM 2 takes a second. The size of it, this is a 6.8-inch WQHD screen, and it's got 120 Hertz adaptive refresh rate. As far as recharging is concerned, as I said earlier, you can charge at 45 watts, 5,000 milliamps, and that's faster than wireless charging. It will take longer to charge it wirelessly. The rear camera is 108 megapixel. The front camera is 40 megapixel, so it takes brilliant selfies. And the camera was released on Feb 9th, 2022, but because they've just released the S23, the Samsung Galaxy Ultra S22 is now $200 off. Okay. Now, I had yesterday, somebody watched my show yesterday, and I'm grateful, and they actually bought the 23. So obviously there is an improvement between the 23 and 22. I don't know what it is yet. When I find out, I'll let you know. But I do know that you can save 17% on that phone today. Okay, so let's go. And the next item we're going to talk about, but I talk about anything. Yeah. I mean, I'm happy to sit here and talk about anything you like. Welcome. And we've just been talking about, that's what I can do. Wait a minute. Okay. It's one thing to actually show you, to talk about the let's just go here. I just want to go around. And I've got, C's arrived. All is well now. Just a minute. Seat booth in a second. Okay. Just going through the photos. I'm going to show them all at this rate. Hi, C. And C is saying, hi, Stephen, how are you all? What's for dinner tonight? I can tell you it's my turn to cook. And tonight we're having carbonara sauce with bacon, which is absolutely beautiful. The bacon's salted and the carbonara sauce is pre-made. I've got to admit that. But I actually have to put it all in a wok. So that's my contribution. But I should be cooking, and mushrooms as well. Bacon and mushrooms. Yeah. And Sai is saying yummy. Okay. Brilliant. And thank you for joining me. Okay, so far today we've had Juliana and Sai. Brilliant. Okay. Right, I think we're now at the start of the guided tour. So I can say that this image was taken with the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. Over the time that I've had the phone, this one, Hello Amazon, I've taken quite a few photos, and I put together a selection of photographs to give you a tour, not only to show you what the phone can do, but to give you a tour of where I live. I live in Wiltshire. Wiltshire is a county 90 miles from London. It's where Stonehenge is. It's where Salisbury Cathedral is, which is what we're looking at now. So let's go to Salisbury Cathedral. Salisbury Cathedral was built in the 10th and 11th centuries. So it's 1,000-year-old. And basically, it's a place of pilgrimage for people from around the world. And when you come here and you walk down the cloisters, there is something about the cathedral which is just makes you want to just sit and meditate, as we'll find out in a moment. Now, this corridor, on the left-hand side, is a chapel. And in the chapel, they keep a copy of the Magna Carta. Now, the Magna Carta was signed by King John, and it is the basis of the laws in England and in a lot of countries around the world, including America. So if you walk down this corridor and you go left halfway down, you're in a chapel and you can see, and not touch, but you can read the Magna Carta. Salisbury Cathedral. Now, closer to home, in fact, at home, this is our garden. And last year we began a project, because we have this thing in the UK, Save the Bees, B-E-E-S, and to have your garden be bee friendly. And to do that, all you need to do is to turn over a section of your garden to wildflowers. So over the years, Angelica had been collecting wildflower seeds. So they were just scattered on the ground, and this is the result. And it's just so colourful. These are wildflowers. And I used to love the photograph and the colours. And the fact that these images are taken with the Samsung Galaxy S22. This is the Kennishaven Canal, which runs between Bristol and London. I was stood on the bridge, and the contrast of the bridge stone and the countryside, and the telegraph pole, of course. This is Henley in Arden, which is the home of the Henley Regatta, which takes place every year. And it's a canoeing, rowing. I better not say it's rowing, yes. Not rowing, rowing. And basically, crews from around the world take place in the Henley Regatta, which I'm sure, I don't think it's too far away. Whilst we were down in Henley, Baroness Fleur Benjamin, who's well known in the UK for her charity work and for being on children's television for a long time, and for acting and being part of the cast of Hair, that goes back a bit, doesn't it? Did a presentation for an hour talking about her life, talking about the book, and then she did a book signing afterwards. And I just love the way the photographs come out. And she's always smiling. This is the Quartz Garden, which is pretty close to us. It's a former industrial estate, and it became an English country garden. I was fortunate. I was there, as you can see, I was there last autumn. And the leaves, the colour of the leaves, I just love. Again, I'm showing you my favourite photos. Why not? This is another view, not quite as interesting. Let's move on. This is on a country walk, flowers in the woods. And this is the country house, which used to be the manor house. This is my favourite walk. This is where I do my training. This is where I wear my Fitbit. I walked up there. I didn't walk up there. Did I? No, I didn't walk up there this morning, but normally I would walk up there. And this is my way of keeping fit. I love the reflection of the trees in the water. Just brilliant. This is another image from Salisbury Cathedral. Remember Salisbury Cathedral, built in the 10th and 11th centuries. This photograph was taken Christmas 2022, as you can tell from the tree. Okay, now the font that you can see is a living font. It was installed in 2008, special commission. And if you look at the corners of the font, you can see water pouring, and the water goes down into a grating on the floor, and then there's a pump, and the water is recycled. So a living font. And yes, baptisms do take place. It is actually a place to visit. If you're going to come to the UK, I hope you do, visit Stonehenge, visit Avebury, but also in the same day you can visit Salisbury Cathedral. And to just sit there with its high ceilings and its altar and the font, there's an atmosphere. And the atmosphere sort of, you sort of breathe in the atmosphere. This is my partner, Angelica. This is also at Salisbury Cathedral. You can see Angelica in the foreground with her mobile phone, which is, if you want to know, it's a Galaxy. No, it's not a Galaxy. She's got a Google Pixel phone. And in the background, you've got the stained glass windows. And over comment coming in, and C is saying, she's a pretty lady. Thank you. Thank you. I agree totally. I agree totally. So that's Angelica. This is another view of the same font, and you can see the grating where the water is definitely recycled. And then we go on, this is a frosty day, walking along the canal again. And if I go to the next one, now this, I was just there. On the right-hand side of this photograph, let's describe it, is the path. And the path is frosted over and slippy. So I didn't come that way. I came on the road, and this canal was frozen. Not thick enough to skate on, but the canal itself was frozen, and there wasn't a boat moving. They couldn't move. The boats were locked in. Yeah. And this is a lock. This is halfway through the locks, and I'll carry on. I'll show you a bit more. Okay. And then the next photograph, this is just around the corner from me, 5 minutes away. And this is called the Crammer. This is a man-made pond. You can see a church in the background. And this is a man-made pond. And this is when we'd had a very cold night. And we've got Canadian geese, we've got swans, we've got ducks, we've got pigeons. And they all gather at this watering hole. And it's on a cold day, you can see the icing, you see where it's actually melted to reveal the water. And this is just a great place to sit. Not for too long in winter, but in summer, you can just sit there and just dream your dreams. So again, I just want to say that all the images I'm showing you were taken with the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. This is a lock. This, again, is a lock. And locks play an important part in life. When the canal was built, which was in the 1700s and 1800s, it had a trade purpose. It was built to carry goods from Bristol to London. And in that regard, ships came from the States, docked at Bristol. All the goods were taken off the ships and put onto barges. The barges then spent 4 days traveling along this canal all the way to London. And cotton and all the wares from the US came by this route, because this was the shortest route. Yeah. Now, what happened then is a fact of life. The railways, steam engines were invented, and there was a railway line built from Bristol to London, which did in hours what took days by barge. So what effectively happened next was the barges and the canal went out of business and they became derelict. In the 1970s, volunteers restored the whole 90 miles of canals, and they're now a tourist attraction. And that's a lock. So basically, you open the gates, you You're actually changing water levels so that a barge can come uphill or downhill. That site is a bench. That's the country house we saw earlier. And these are the English country gardens. That was once a factory. Just amazes me that it can become such a beautiful garden. And then again, we're walking along the canal and we're coming up towards the end. We've come full circle. So we've seen all the images taken with the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. Most of them were taken around Devizes, Wiltshire, England, which is where I live. You saw Salisbury Cathedral, which is what you're looking at now. The Courts Garden in Wiltshire. And I think that's about it. Okay. So back to me. Okay. So that was the Courts Garden in Wiltshire. I just need to do this and hide all the comments. I want to say a big thank you for actually watching live. I do appreciate it. If you've got any questions, I keep saying this. I keep saying if you've got any questions, just ask. You can comment. Oh, good timing. What a beautiful area. Are you originally from there and moved there? I'm originally from a place called Burnley, Burnley. If you follow British football and you follow the Championship, my hometown of Burnley are top of the Championship and are going to be promoted to the Premier League at the end of the season. There's no doubt about that. I mean, they've only lost 2 matches all season out of 35. So I'm from Burnley in Lancashire. That's why my accent is not a Wiltshire accent. And then, having lived in Burnley, I then spent 12 years in Stratford upon Avon, which is a beautiful part of the world. I picked up a bit of an accent from Stratford, and then I moved down here to Devizes in Wiltshire to be with Angelica, and that was nearly 11 years ago. Okay, so I think, where can we go next? So that was a Samsung Galaxy S22. Just a reminder that it's, because the S23 is out, it's a $200 discount. It's 17% off today, and it's down in the carousel. Okay, that's the featured item. So if I go over here and I put this on screen, okay, we're going to look at the Logitech Brio tomorrow. Just go picture in picture, just a minute. We're going to look at the Logitech Brio tomorrow. We've looked at the Fitbit Charge 5, and the Nexigo Zoom is what you're looking at now. I've talked about the headphones from One Audio. I haven't mentioned the AfterShokz. I will do tomorrow, I promise. Anything I missed today, I'll get tomorrow. We've talked about the Blue Yeti microphone. Now, as I'm doing this, all the links are actually being posted on Facebook and YouTube. Okay, I think we're coming up the home straight of things we've looked at today. Tomorrow, we just looked at the Samsung Galaxy S22 and the photographs it can take. And tomorrow we'll be looking at Elgato Stream Deck. And we've looked at one of the Oswald cameras today. Let me just hide that. So we've had a look at most things today. Tomorrow, I'm going to start off with tomorrow. So just so you've got a note, just let me come here. Tomorrow we'll be talking about the Elgato Stream Deck, which has changed the way that I work. This is it. It's down in the carousel at the moment. It's the Elgato Stream Deck, and this has changed the way that I work. It's a series of 3 rows of 5 buttons, 15 buttons. Each of those buttons can open a Chrome tab, or it can load a program on your desktop, or I think I'm going to party trick time. If I bring myself off solo and I bring this in, it's party trick time. One of the things I can do is I can use hotkeys to control my studio. So I'm using this to control what you see. I can press that button and go like that. I can press that button and go like that, which is not a good look. Or I can press that button and come back. So hotkeys, very 1990s, but you can program hotkeys into here, and you've got hotkeys for OBS, for vMix, for XSplit VCam, and for MyBe Live Studio. So that is $149.99. It's quite possibly the most important thing I bought in 2022. It's changed the way that I work. It's made it a lot easier to actually do what I do. Okay, so where are we? Back to me. So we're going to look at lots of different things tomorrow. Now, a notification on Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern. I think I've got the time. See, the thing is, you changed your clocks last Sunday. Our clocks don't change till this Sunday, okay? Mothering Sunday in the UK. Basically, on Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, myself and Mr. Nick Wood will be live on Amazon Live doing our show. First time we've done this show. We do a movie quiz show on Mondays, but we'll be live, 11 a.m. on Friday this week, he and I'll be talking about broadcasting, obviously, but we'll have a music quiz. Now, if you're into music, we'll have a multiple choice music quiz from Trivia Plaza, and we do need your help. Music will be 60s, 70s, 80s, or 90s, or noughties, and 10 multiple choice questions. If you can help us at all, that would be good. Just a note for anybody watching in the UK, Blabbing for Britain is live at 10 a.m. in the UK tomorrow with myself and John Upton and Peter Stewart. And I've just got a comment coming in, which I'm going to take. Let's skirt down here. And right, okay, I think we've answered all the questions. Let's put the snake on for a final time. Okay, we'll go here and put the snake on. We'll close with the snake. Okay, so the snake's going around. Thank you to everybody who commented today. You helped make the show work. And I do appreciate you dropping in. And I love the fact that we're friends. So take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll be back tomorrow I'm back tomorrow at 10 a.m. and midday. So take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye for now. And thank you.